Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's Rabbi Cass here. So today I want to do a tutorial on how to take out your old Shel retzuot and to put in a brand new Shel retzuot. Not how to tie the knots, but simply how to slip out the old one and slip in a new one. I have on my website the option when you purchase retzuos, at least with the Shel to have me tie the Shel retzuot according to your minhag, whether it's Sfarad, Ashkenaz, Chabad, to tie the Kosher for you. And then all you have to do when you receive the retzuot in the mail is to simply slip out the old one and slip in the new one. It's a very straightforward process. I'm going to show today a video how to do. Ashkenaz and Chabad is very similar. So I'm just going to show with this tefillin over here, which is minhag Ashkenaz. And I guess you'll use your imagination for Chabad. But it's essentially the exact same process. And then also I'm going to show you minhag Sfarad. And I'm going to show you for a right-handed person. Obviously a lefty is the exact opposite. The Shel I'm not able to mail you already tied, because in order to tie the Shel Kosher, you have to actually have the Tefillin retzuot slipped through the bias before you start tying the knot. Not so the Shel Yad. The Shel Yad is one side is open, so it's something which I can do. I could send it to you already tied, and all you have to do is slip it through. So today I'm going to show you how to do it. You have to imagine that this pair over here is your current Shel retzuot. It's not black on black, or it's black on white and it's all faded, and or the paint is cracked, or it is black on black and it's tearing. You need a new retzuot. So this is your retzuot. You're going to open up your tefillin just like this. Okay, and then you have over here, this is a loop. This is Ashkenaz. Chabad, you have a little bit smaller loop, but in the same place. So first thing you have to do is take off. Now, before anything, you're really supposed to say the Shem Mitzvah's tefillin or the Shem Kedusha's tefillin, or in English you could say I'm tying these knots, or I'm working on this tefillin for the sake of the mitzvah tefillin. However you say it, the attention has to be there. So the first thing is you're going to take out the old retzuot. So what you do is you simply pull out the retzuot just like this. Okay, sometimes retzuots like to get a little tangled. Okay, you're going to pull this out. Okay, so now you just have a loop over here. Now in Ashkenaz, because of the way you're wrapping, many times you have a gid holding the yud onto the bias. You want to make sure you preserve that. So in most instances, you should simply be able to simply unwind the yud from the gid. So it's a simple process of just going under. You can see that, right? Under. And go like that, just like that. Okay, so this one, it's wind 2 times. It goes, so you have to go one more time, just like that. Come out from under, and oh well, it's 3. Okay, so there we go. Now you can see that the yud is loose, able to be moved. So you're gonna want to save this because you're gonna need this for the new retzuot. Then you're gonna slip this out, simply just like this. Okay, so here we have, this is your old retzuot. It's going to go into Shemus. It has to be buried. You can't throw it in the garbage. And here's your new, your tefillin. And now we're going to imagine, just for the sake of this video, that this is your brand new retzuot. Okay, so you already said that L'Shem Kedusha's tefillin, and you're going to find the end of it right over here. Okay, so here we have the end of it. I hope it won't get too tangled on the video. Okay, so here you're going to go. Now, this is, if you're a righty, you're going to put it in from the right side because you want the knot to end up over here. If you're a lefty, then you're simply going to start from the other side and put the loose end from here. And these are my loaner tefillin, or one of my loaner tefillin, which I want to be able to accommodate righties and lefties when I lend out my tefillin. So I have the tefillin cut out on both sides, but your tefillin should be either one or the other. You should not have it cut out on both sides unless you ordered the wrong tefillin and they cut it out for you on the other side, or maybe you got a tefillin from somebody and you had it accommodated, changed for you. But because this is a ready pair of tefillin, and again, this is the same for Chabad or Ashkenaz, you're going to take the loose end, you're going to push it through here. See how I'm kind of curling it like that? I do that for the beginning just to push the retzuot through, but immediately once I get through, I'm going to flip that angle. See, I'm going to do it like this, and then I'm going to pull. What that does is ensures that the top of the retzuot does not scrape the top from the inside of the ma'avarta, because otherwise what happens is you'll end up with a line that goes all the way, a nice line, and sometimes it might even tear the paint. The way you do it like this, the top is bent down, so it's protected. It's got like a space that's being pulled through, and if anything is getting scraped, it's going to be the bottom of the two sides of the retzuot, which won't affect how nice the retzuot looks at all. So you got to make sure it's just like that, and then you see me just pull it through. Okay, some tefillin. Oh, well, that's because it's not really a new retzuot, and I didn't wind it nice. Give me a second. Let me make this spread out. Okay. So there you go. We pull it through. Okay, so if you're pulling in a Chabad knot at this point, you don't have to do the next step. You're going to wait until I'm going to show you how to put the end of the retzuot through the loop. But if you're doing Ashkenazim, you have to tie it with a gid in order to keep the yud onto the bias. So you go 1, most times it's 2, and this gid looks like it's about time to replace. I'll probably replace it after this video. It looks very shredded. Also, this knot here, I try to keep it. Let me show you how to do that. I'm going to keep it in the ma'avarta so it looks nice. You don't want to have the knot sticking out. So let me backtrack 2 seconds. Okay, this whole gid has to be replaced, honestly. Look at that. There's knots in a few places. Still functions though. I don't want to do baltashkas. Okay, I was thinking I'm just going to cut it and put a new one on. But as long as it works, we're going to keep it. Okay, so you go 1. But basically you try to do is, you try to ensure that the knot is like that. So you don't actually have to see the knot bulging out from the side. Although if you do, it's not a big deal. Okay, so you go 1, 2, and in this case you can go 3, although most cases it's not. Most cases you do less than 3. 2 is usually what it is. Okay, then you're going to pull and try to get this into the notch. And then with the gid tied nice and strong, you're going to have the yud really all set. Okay, so this is how you get this on for Ashkenaz. If you're Chabad, you're not going to do the gid. You're just going to have basically the same layout over here. This loop will be smaller. It'll be probably more like that. Then, now once you got it into position of the tefillin, you're going to find the other end, the loose end, the open end of the retzuot, which is right over here. Okay, now this is important. You're going to go in from the back, right? So you're holding the tefillin like this. You don't put it through like this. You put it through like this, you're going to have a problem. It's not going to go through. It's not going to wrap properly. So you got to go in from the back, and you simply just pull it through, and then you're done. Once you pull it through all the rest of the way, you are done. Very, very straightforward. Very straightforward. There you go. That's how you would take out the Ashkenaz knot or Chabad knot, put in a new one. Chabad is the same way. You also put it in from the back. And then you're going to take the box and you put it away. You're all done. The Shel retzuot, if you need that changed as well, you'd have to mail me your tefillin and I could do it for you, or I can mail you the retzuot untied, and that one you can watch my tutorial video where I teach how to tie the tefillin Shel knot and do it yourself. People say it's a very clear video if you look in the comments. Now, if you have a knot such as this, which is minhag Sfard, and you want to change the yad, so you simply open up the tefillin. You're going to slide out the knot from the loop. You're going to pull out the old knot, just like this. And the new knot, which I would be mailing to you, you will pull it through just like this. You'll find a string of some sort, just like this. Of course, before you pull it through, you're going to say L'Shem Kedushas Tefillin, L'Shem Mitzvos Tefillin. Now you have to find a way to get this through here. A lot of different tools you can use. Some people use pliers, tweezers. I have a very nifty tool here, which I love because it locks on the string, and then it's very narrow. It goes all the way through, and then I release it. Very nifty tool. Okay, so as you can see mine here, this yad is cut from both sides because I prepare my tefillin. These are loners, and I want to be able to accommodate both lefties and righties. Okay, but just like this, you'll have, like this will be what I'm going to send you, and all you have to do is just pull it through. Try to do it in the video. I'm going to turn it around because there we go. Give it a bend. Now, sometimes you're not going to have enough space here. It's going to be very difficult to pull it through. So sometimes I'll put like a little Vaseline over here just to make the, there's Vaseline here, just to make the path a little bit more, it should slide a little better, and it shouldn't damage the retzuot. But in this case, I know that it's going to fit through pretty good. And you just give it a little bend like that. Sometimes it gets stuck over there as you're pulling it through. So then you just need to find something that's round and blunt. And you're going to give it a push down, just like that, to make it go, that it should fit through well. And then you're going to give a pull. And you're going to pull it through. And if you're lucky, it'll go through easily. Okay, then you're going to, you take out this string. You don't need it anymore. You're going to pull the knot into place. Give a pull, give a push, and give a pull and a push. Perfect, just like that. And as like I showed with the Ashkenaz and the Chabad, you need to after that you need to find the end of the retzuot, and you're going to slip it in the loop again from through the back, just like this. Okay. Pull it in from the back. And there you have replaced your shel yad very easily. Just like that. Now, of course, if you're a lefty, it's the exact opposite. You just slide it in from the other direction. The shel resh retzuot, if you need that changed as well, you'd have to mail me your tefillin, and I could do it for you, or I can mail you the retzuot untied, and that one you can watch my tutorial video where I teach how to tie the tefillin shel resh knot and do it yourself. People say it's a very clear video if you look in the comments. So again, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you like this video, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next video. Another video coming out real soon, and stay tuned.